Okay, so welcome back. It's been about a year since I applied this mold killing primer to the ceiling area here. And a year ago, I just wanted to test it out and leave this primer on to see if any mold or mildew grew back. Now, this is just a primer, and this is just meant to kill it. This is not meant to be the top coat. But I just wanted to see how this would turn out if we kept the circumstances the same. And what I mean by that is, I instructed the homeowner to do exactly what was done before with the shower, and I actually wanted to create the conditions for mold to grow, to see how this works. But again, this is just meant as a primer, and it should be top coated here. So as you can see here, the mold started to come back after about 8 months here. There's a little bit in the corners here, just a tiny amount there. And then over here in the corner here, the mold started to come back about like a foot right here. And then there's a little bit there, and then right here. So those are the only areas where the mold and mildew started to come back. And again, it's been a year, and the conditions with the showering were the same. So I think it held up great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill the mold and mildew again. And then we'll be back to top coat it with a special type of sealing paint that prevents mold and mildew. And again, it is a top coat, and it is meant to go on top of the primer here. So what I'm going to do is I have a 2.5 inch brush here, and again, this is the mold killing primer. It's made by Zinsser, and I had it shaken up and I stirred it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill this mold and mildew here. So I'm going to come up to the ceiling here and apply this right on top here. And right before your eyes, you're going to see those blackness go away. Okay, so there's there and there, so I'll hit that area there. And there's a little spot there. Now I'm going to come into the corners here. And there's just a little dab in the corner there. So I'm going to work it like that and work the primer into the corner there and feather that out there. And now we're going to come over here and do the same there. And as you can see right before your eyes, it kills it almost instantaneously. So you can see that there, and all the blackness is gone there. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to reload the brush here, and we're going to come up into the corner here, and I'm going to apply it, come back, work it into the corner there, and come down with it. Okay, and as you can see, it killed it instantly there. So I'm just gonna reload the brush here, come up here, and hit this area here. And we'll just come all the way down here. Okay, so that took care of that. I'm gonna reload the brush now and work this into the corner here. See this area right here? And there's a little bit in the corner here that I'll hit too. Okay, so as you can see, this primer kills it instantaneously. So we're just going to give this a few minutes to dry out, and then we'll be back to top coat the ceiling with a special type of ceiling paint, or it's a wall paint too, and it inhibits the growth of mold and mildew, and it's also made by Zinsser. So we'll be back in a few minutes to apply that. So we'll see you on the next one. Okay, so welcome back here. It's been over an hour here, and we let that primer dry out. On the back of the primer, it says to wait at least an hour before you recoat, and it dries to touch in 30 minutes. So wait at least an hour before you recoat with your top coat paint. So now for the top coat paint, what we're going to use here is this stuff right here. It's called Perma White, and it's also made by Zinsser. I'll show it to you right here. It's a mold and mildew proof interior paint. So you can use this both on the walls or the ceiling here. This is an eggshell sheen, and I believe that this is the lowest sheen that this comes in. So there's an eggshell sheen, there's a satin sheen, and there's a semi-gloss. So you definitely, for this to work, you have to have some sort of sheen to it so that you can wash it and scrub it, and that the mold won't be able to grow on top of it. So again here, on the back of it, it says that Perma White mold and mildew proof interior paint is a high performance latex acrylic paint formulated to provide a beautiful long lasting finish, and is guaranteed to prevent the growth of mold and mildew on the paint film for at least 5 years. It produces a tough, washable finish with a lifetime durability guarantee, and to resist fading and peeling and blisterings. And again, it's great for all interior surfaces. So again, after you use the mold and mildew killing primer, you definitely want to top coat that. But again, just for the video, I just wanted to see how the mold and mildew would grow on top of the primer for an extended period of time. So so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this product, and I'm going to cut in the ceiling and then roll it out, and be done with it. And then after we're done, we'll see how this holds up over time. So we'll be back in a few to cut and roll out the ceiling. Okay, so I have the Perma White mold and mildew paint here. It's an eggshell sheen, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in first and then roll it out. I have a 3-inch brush here, and when I roll it out, I'm gonna use a 1/2-inch nap. So we'll start here in the corner here. And just work that in and find your line and pull across. Work it into the corner again and pull across there. And we'll go one more time there. Now again, this is an eggshell sheen. It's not flat. To prevent mold, you basically have to have some sort of sheen so that it's washable and scrubbable. And so the mold and mildew can't grow on top of it. So this is basically like a sealer for it. And you notice that the mold and mildew didn't grow in any of the crown molding here, and the crown molding was coated with a pearl finish. So we're just going to load up the brush just like that there. Since we started in the corner, we want to always feather off by going back into what we just did right there. So we load up like that. And I know that it's hard to see because I'm going white on white here. But hopefully the camera will be able to see the wetness of the sheen. So we go back into that right there. Now we'll cut in this AC vent here. Now again, to prevent the mold from forming in the first place, especially in a bathroom where the conditions are wet, hot, and steamy, you definitely want to keep the door open so that the steam will be able to escape.